Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings unto the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. This is Brother Tazupai, and what I wanted to go into here with this lesson today is to show you that we're one step closer, all right, to the mark of the beast being mandated, all right? And so I'm here in Revelation 13 and 15, and it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Who is the he here? All right. The he specifically is referring to Esau, Edom, the elite of the Edomites that are running the world. They have the power at this particular time. All right. Now, Job explains this. So I got to go to the book of Job, right? So here, Job chapter 9, verse 24, it says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So, right, the earth, the rulership, the command thereof is given unto the wicked to this very day, all right? So this is why you see evils excelling exceedingly, all right? Evils excelling exceedingly because the wicked are in charge. The wicked are in rulership. All right, so that's that. We don't need to go in depth on that. The earth is ran by the wicked. Salaki for that. What's going on? All right. And so this is why you see the evil times that we're in. All right, the days are evil. Let's get that. The days are evil. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right, and this is the times that we're in. We're in evil times. Evil days are upon us. All right. And the beast is in its power. The beast is in the earth. And the beast is devouring. All right. And it's about to put this mark. The beast is about to present the world with its mark. And you're going to have to take its mark or be destroyed. All right. So going back to Revelation chapter 13 and 15, it says, and he had power, right, because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So the wicked have the power. The wicked is the he. All right. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. All right. And this is what I'm getting ready to go into, the beast speaking and this image speaking. All right, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right. So we talk about this beast, which is the revised Roman Empire. All right. NATO and the EU. It says, let's see, right. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. So, right, they had power. The image is a likeness. All right. So what they were doing were creating a likeness of that beast, which the beast was ancient Rome. All right. The beast that had a wound by a sword and yet did live. That's Rome. All right, so we're in the revised Roman Empire. All right. And so they had power to give life to that image. Image is a likeness. So what they did, they set up the same governmental structure as Rome. And then you go into the image, it goes into everything that was done in Rome. All right. Apostle Gabar mentioned the whole, um, he may not have said specifically LGBTQ, but the perversion. And he talked about that, how the homosexuality and all that, right? That was a major part of the image of the beast. So you're right. They brought that back. They brought all of it back. They created this image. So now when we come down to this mark, all right, the image has to support the mark. And this is the image that's being created. It says he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. All right. Is the image of the beast is the image to support the mark of the beast. All right. Or will go in tandem with the beast's mark. Right. It said that the image of the beast should both speak, right, through laws and legislations, through dictates. And this is what's coming down the pike. These dictates, mandates, draconian legislation to not only support this mark of the beast, but to bring the people under the what you call the rulership, for lack of a better term, bring people under the jurisdiction, all right, of this this tyrannical system. That's what the mark is for, all right. That's you giving your yourself, your soul. Is you selling your soul, for lack of a better term, unto this beast and this system, all right? So when you talk about image, it's going into this system, all right? There is a system that's being put in place, all right, that this beast is putting in place to control the entire world, all right? Let's see, right, Revelation 13 and 15, and he had power, all right, because the earth is given into his hands, the entire earth. So he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, to bring back ancient Rome, all right, the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live, all right. So they had power to bring back Rome and to establish that system. It says that the image of the beast should both speak, right, they would put out laws, legislation, all right, which is what you're getting ready to see, in support of this image, well, to create the image that supports the beast, all right. The legislation that's coming is to create the image, or to fortify the image that supports the beast. Says, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, all right? And that could be directly or indirectly, all right? But, yeah, for a lot of people, they're going to be done away with. A lot of people just going to be outright put to death. And then some, be left to die of their own devices. And we just have to wait and see how that plays out. But, right, the whole point of this, and why here in verse 16 it says, and he calls it all right? Right, that's how he's going to cause all, by creating this system, by creating the image of the beast, and then saying, when the beast or the image of the beast speak, they're going to say, well, you got to get down or lay down. You're going to be a part of us, or we'll eliminate you. That's the bottom line. You're going to be a part of us, or we're going to do away with you. So that's going what? Cause all that ain't written in the book of life. All right? Because people have been taught under Esau, Edom, to love life. All right? And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Loving life. But when your life ain't worth shit, it's like this. All right? We're put here to serve Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 all day long. The whole duty of man. All right? But Esau tell you, no, you put here to do you. You ain't here to serve. You got to be happy. All right? You here to, the Lord put you here for you to be happy. And so what does that lead to? Egotism. Did I say that? Ego? But right, it leads to narcissism. It leads to people being egotistical. It leads to, people being self-centered. And then you start to see the world fall apart around you. All right, because everybody's looking to themselves, to their own things. And not, as the scriptures say, for us to look toward the things of others. So everybody's out for self, and it's fuck the world, and fuck everybody else. All right? And so the world reflects that. Especially here in America, the world reflects that. All right? So, and getting back to the scriptures, all right, Esau is going to cause everybody that, again, that's not written in the life of the book of life, through this system, this society that's being set up. All right? So, which we're getting ready to see here real soon, when the beast speaks and say, well, you got to have this in order to do that. You need the digital ID to go here. You need a digital ID to be able to clock in at your job. That's the image speaking. All right? You need facial recognition or digital ID. All right? If you want to continue to work, just like they did in UK, in Britain. You got to have, everybody that's going to work will need digital ID. Well, that's the image speaking. All right? That is the image speaking. To what? Support this beast. All right? Because the beast wants to play God. They want to know where you are, what you're doing, who you're doing it with, how y'all are doing it, if y'all doing it at all. And, every other little detail that they can know. All right? This beast is being set up to play God in the earth. And if you're godless, you're going to go for it. You're going to fall right in line. But for those of us who have Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, we're going to stick to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So, this is why I said in verse 16, and he causeth all. All right? Right, because of that image, that likeness, that system that's being set up. All right? That's your financial system. That's your healthcare system. That's your identification system. All wrapped up in one. Your housing system, your tax system, which I guess that's financial too. All of that rolled up into one, all right? This is where this is going. This is the image. Which all supports the beast, or what the beast wants. All right, so verse 16 says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And this is what's coming. All right. You hear the talk of the digital ID. You hear the talk of cryptocurrencies and all of this. Crypto been go back to all the way to 09, 2010, 09 with Bitcoin. I believe Bitcoin hit in 09, 2009. Max Kaiser was big on it. All right. And there was some money to be made back then. All right. Now, I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch none of it. You know, some people that understand it better than I do, there's still, you know, possibly some money could be made on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, maybe with XLM, XRP, and those. Not sure with Bitcoin, but anyway, yeah, there was a lot of money to be made back in the early 2010s, all right? But now, you're right, they going for the kill. They about to lower the trap. Now, all of that was right for to get this system going, get this system in place, all right? This digital system and everything where they can tie us into algorithms and then hit you with stuff like pre-crime and all of this. You know, you just mad. You know, you mad one day you have a thought by whooping somebody's ass, somebody done something to you. The next thing you know, you got people at your door telling you you thinking about killing somebody. You know, this is the world that they want. Well, not even your thoughts will belong to you. You see, once they get that mark in you, all right? And it will be in you, not on you, but in you. But anyway, right, even your thoughts won't be your own, or at least you won't have privacy to your own thoughts. You know, it's a horrible, just the thought of it is horrible. To actually live it, I couldn't imagine. Well, I can't, you know. I can't, maybe, you know, this new generation, and maybe they can, but I can't. But right, Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. And his number is 666. All right. And so what I wanted to really just go into is just to point out in this lesson is that the mandates are coming. All right. So we could be seeing this mark easily sometime next year. All right, with it being fully mandated, no more cash. They're already doing away with pennies. All right. They don't want you using pennies anymore. So they're already on that cashless road. They've been on it, but they doubling down now. All right, on the cashless route, because now they're getting ready to come in with the draconian measures tied to this Motb. Now, here's Trump telling you himself.
Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after?
So you heard it.
Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date.
So the technical backbone of the financial system, which he's talking about the Federal Reserve Bank, which is the world reserve currency. All right, that's the currency of world trade, the US dollar. So if it's out of date, then the entire world system is out of date.
You know, The backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costing.
So, if something works, how is it out of date? You know, it's just like people have been riding bikes since the 1800s, maybe the 1700s, but for sure, bikes were here in the 1800s. Are they out of date? Yeah, I jump on the bike right now and it'll do exactly what it did back in the day to transport me, all right? Using a lot less effort than me using my legs. And then a lot faster, right? So it ain't outdated. It do the same thing it did then, it'll do now, all right? Save my energy or conserve some of my energy and move me along a little faster. Now, do they have something better today? Yeah, we got vehicles, automobiles. But do you say that the bike is outdated? Because the bike still has a use. And so I'm saying still with this money system, it ain't outdated. It was corrupt from its inception because they wanted it to be corrupt. But they could have done right by the system. All right. Now they do say fiat money only it has a shelf life. But that's due to corruption. Okay? So I'm just saying, yeah, the money system ain't outdated. They want to take it to, a new arena. All right? They want to upgrade the financial system only to give them more control. It ain't to make the system better. They saying, oh, it's outdated and like what they gonna do is to fix it and make it better. No, it's to give them better control. It's gonna be worse for the people, all right? And what I'm saying is, the US dollar in this heyday, I ain't gonna lie, I like doing business, exchanging money, buying and selling. I like the thrill of the sale or the buy. Or I create something, build it with my own two hands, and I can get out there and put it on the market, sell it. I like that. That's not a flawed system. The dollar allowed us to do that, but corruption is what put us where we are in this $38 trillion debt. Which fractional reserve banking is designed to put you in debt. That's the system that we're under. Fractional reserve banking through the U.S. Federal Reserve note. That's what got us to this point. So it was corrupt in its inception. All right, but just, if it was done right, which it could have been done right, it's not the system of exchanges. That's how we going back to being sovereign in our financial affairs. All right, and ain't no government overseeing what. If I make bad decisions with my money, I lose my money. Ain't no government to baby me. I'm gonna have to develop good business sense. All right. But we going back to governing our own financial affairs and getting the banks and the corporations out of our business. But anyway, getting back to it, the system is in itself is not the problem. The people running it are the problem. But Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution, they create the problem so that you could cry for a solution or an answer, and then they come with a predetermined solution, which grievousness, Isaiah 10 and 1, grievousness which they have prescribed. All right? That's Hegelian dialectic. So listen to Trump, bitch ass.
Scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century.
Look, under this bill, he said the entire played out, what's the word he used, ancient, it's y'all system. It's y'all system. And again, when something works, how does it get old? If it works, it works. That's why the Most High can boast and say, I'm the same. I change not. That's what you want. I don't want shit that keep changing. Or you got to change it. Oh, well, we got to change. That ain't what you want. You want something to work. And then you can leave it alone. You got to keep messing with the shit. And that's this. Listen to this clown.
And take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after?
So then that's it. So they're going to change the ancient system, which just came into place like 60, 70 years ago, talking about this Federal Reserve note system, Bretton Woods, 48. It really was for that, 1944. Bretton Woods Conference set up the current system that we are in. All right? This fiat Federal Reserve note system, this debt-based system, it was just created in 1944. How is that ancient? You still got people living from 1944. That is not ancient. All right, but I know what he's saying. They getting ready to mandate this mark of the beast. All right, and it's through the crypto shit, all of the crypto and the blockchain. All right, and I went into a little bit of that Thursday with this blockchain. All right. Yeah, they putting everybody who they, like I just read. It said he calls it as many as would not worship the beast, and his image should be killed. A lot of people are going to be killed. But those that they allow, that they figure this good for their system, this new system that they got, it is just that. They don't put you in a system to where, you know, you getting out of it is impossible. All right, legally. You getting out, and even now physically, when they get that mark, you can't physically get out. Because now the Most High is going to hold you accountable. Once you get that mark, it ain't no going back. All right? So they want you tied to this beast, not just in body, but in spirit, mind, and soul. They want you tied to this beast. All right? And so the mandates are coming. Trump here letting you know we're getting rid of that ancient, old way of doing shit. We're gonna have a financial system that's set up and based on the crypto platform. All right? And one more time, it's just real quick. This is the last one.
Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after.
Yeah, so yeah, they need the updates to keep up with the money transfer and payments and all this. The uh whatever they do through the what's that Cash App and all these these app based money platforms. All right. So this is what they're saying. All right, but I mean it's been working up to now. You know what I'm saying? It's been working up to now. So, but that's the excuse. All right, they want to say, oh yeah, we got to keep pace, with the new developments in technology and all of this and that. We got to stay on pace. But no, that's for you. All this is this for you to get you in the system. They need to get a mark on you, in you. All right, a mark which ties you to the beast. But anyway, that's it. The mandates are coming. So just get ready, get all your shit together. All your shit, get it together, cause a lot of us ain't gonna be working, ain't gonna be making no money, unless you want to give your life over to the beast. But right, it's some hard times, some rough times coming up for the elect. All right. But yeah, it ain't nothing that the Most High can't handle. And believe that. All right, it ain't nothing the Most High can't handle. He already said he got us. We got to believe that. We got to know and believe that. So to the next one, Shalom.